Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, and a very warm welcome to everyone who's joined us today. So, I have a question for you. Would you agree with me when I say we call ourselves a Muslim Ummah, yet our communities fail to reflect the beautiful reality of Islam? Do you agree with me? What do you think? Did you understand the question? Yeah? Nobody answers? We call ourselves a Muslim Ummah, yet our communities fail to reflect the beautiful reality of Islam. So, in a true Islamic society, you're actually seen. You're somebody. You're not a nobody. You're cared for. Your pain is felt by others. That's what an Islamic society is. And most importantly, the collective strength of a Muslim community supports every individual, not just some individual, every individual. So ask yourself this important question. Do you feel truly cared for in your community, or do you feel all alone? That is the litmus test to determine if you're operating as a Muslim society. So the core mission of the Find Your Truth training platform and the Voice of the People is to help individuals rise in taqwa. We are here to raise our collective awareness, helping every soul rise to the true potential that the Quran demands of us. That is why we gather and strive together in this group. I urge you to fully engage with the Find Your Truth training platform, get onto the Find Your Truth courses, join us also in our mission to revive our masjids so they may serve our communities at the true prophetic standards. Today's session addresses a vital, often neglected reality. Passing your youth does not mean entering a permanent decline. Too many Muslim families accept chronic fatigue, low energy, and poor health as part of aging. The truth is, your purpose does not expire with age. If we wish to see a revived, thriving Muslim world, understanding this physical reset is essential for both men and women. To guide us through this vital journey, we are deeply honored to have with us today Sister Safia Gopalani. She's a qualified naturopath with decades of experience specializing in holistic health, metabolic resetting, and natural vitality. Please welcome Sister Safia as she presents the midlife reset for men and women, navigating and reclaiming health and energy. Over to you, Sister Safia.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.
اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Let's begin. So it's such a sensitive topic, and I didn't want it to make it dry and sciencey, so I tried with, of course, Sister Farida's help to make it as soft as I could. So we could talk about hard science after I'm done in the questions. Okay. If you remember the last couple of lectures I did on periods, understanding the cycle, remember how we went through the seasonal phases of like weekly, how a woman's cycle works and the energy level goes up and down depending on the ovulation and periods and week before periods. Similarly, I tried to do the seasonal work here as well in the whole lifespan, right? So the title Sister Farida gave is Changing Season at Home. So understanding menopause, andropause. How many people knew andropause, this word exists, or this situation or the life season exists, andropause? Not very many are familiar, I think. And the paths to thrive in midlife. So let's look at life as season. Childhood, growth, youth, strength, possibilities, like all the potentials. Adulthood, season of building relationships, building career, building homes, building everything practically. Then comes time, it's time we slow down and we don't even realize it. Then all of a sudden, like, oh, there is a hair loss. I feel bloated. All kinds of symptoms just come one after another. So that's why I titled it Midlife Quietly Sneaks In, and none of us are prepared for it. So let's prepare ourselves, whether we are getting into midlife or we are already in it, or we have passed that menopausal period and still quite not got handle on the symptoms. Okay. So we women start to experience hot flashes, night sweats. Who doesn't know that, right? And then definitely weight gain, autoimmune, mood change. But you know what? This is andropause. Men also go through it. So a man notices a decline in energy, and we have seen people and family around, right? Motivation, strength, drive, unable to sleep or sleeping too much, just some kind of sleep disorder. And these changes, when you go to doctor, there's like, it's just age. You're getting old, right? But honestly, it's a biological shift, right? This shift actually personal inside me. I feel that night sweats, mood change, everything. But it affects my family, my relationships with people. Like I don't feel good inside, I'm gonna snap at other people. I am energyless. Kids want to go out somewhere. I'm not fully into it. And then I will always find other people's fault, just need someone to finger point. So let's see what we are missing here, right? Let's look at the family perspective collectively whole. When one member of a household struggles, everyone feels the impact, right? This is why it's really important that we understand what the human body goes through as we step past 40. What is happening inside the body and why some people struggle more than others, and what steps we can take and what science we need to understand to have the second half of our life with strength, clarity, health, and purpose. Stick to the purpose. Stay with the purpose. The biology is easy to navigate. Okay, let's look at the menopause. It's not just hormone loss. Like all the hormones are going down: testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. No more progesterone creating inside. The body is just not making anymore. But it's not that. It's not just the hormone loss. What happened in menopause? Your brain's affected, your gut, the bones, the muscles, sleep, of course, either sleep too much or can't sleep at all. Mood, right? If you can't sleep, your brain's not working, definitely mood. Immune system, most people get autoimmune, hypothyroid, hyperthyroid. Metabolism, bloated all the time, constipated. Anybody can relate? Yeah. So I have researched a lot of doctors, naturopathy doctors, functional medicine doctors. There was this one book, I should have had a picture of Cynthia Thurlow. I'll put it in the group of the lecture, uh, The Menopause Gut. It's really informative if you are into reading. So it's not just hormone loss, it's basically loss of resilience. Our body cannot tolerate things that we were able to tolerate last week or last month or last year, right? It just sneaks in and we don't realize, like, I was doing fine, when I ate this. And today it's just bothering me. Similarly, so our gut microbiomes are affected, vaginal microbiome, oral microbiome, and lung microbiome. So all of this total shift inside, and we're not able to realize, and doctors give you estrogen cream or testosterone gel or, just something, some kind of hormone. Well, hold on. Let's see what else we need to do. And then we will come back to HRT, the hormone replacement therapy or creams and gels and everything. But let's see what we can do internally to support this biological shift, right? So menopause and andropause, two journeys happening at the same time. So it's a natural transition that occurs in the ovarian function stops, and menstrual cycle stops. Basically, the fertility period is over. We cannot have children anymore. Now, with men, it's a gradual decline in testosterone, and the the medical community make it sound like it's with the age, but it's really not all age. There are other factors. So both men and women, husband and wife, suffered similar symptoms. Look, there's so much overlapping: mood change, poor sleep, weight gain, fatigue, like tired all the time. Come back from work and can't do anything. Just need a 4 hour nap, just to get up to have dinner. Um, and it takes so much effort to get out of bed in the morning. Brain fog. Um, it's just overlapping. Both the symptoms are similar, but people deal with it their own ways. Some people get quiet, some people start to scream at other people, just very angry all the time. Some places children notice that my dad's screaming. Some places a mom gets angry a lot. So many couples are surprised to discover that both spouses experience hormonal shift at the same time. And they think it's a relationship issue. Like, I used to like her, but now I can't stand her. Well, I used to love him, but I can't stand him anymore. Um, am I on track? Like, do you guys ever felt that way? Maybe we saw it with our parents, we saw it with our spouses, or getting there. So significant biological components, we will look at it. There are like 7 steps. Okay, so understanding this reality creates compassion, patience, and support. That's what we need to have for each other, right? That's why I didn't make it too sciencey here. It's okay. So my question to myself, why don't I feel the same way? What is happening to me? Why do I feel so emotional? Why do I start crying like every 30 seconds? Or anybody says something, I start to cry or start to get angry, not able to like, I feel more forgetful than energetic, more overwhelmed than relaxed, more stressed than calm, right? So all of these symptoms, all of these systems inside the body are affected, which we saw in that third slide: brains, sleep, metabolism, muscle, bones, stress response, mood, sexual health, everything is just affected, right? So as the hormone levels shift, the symptoms, these systems also affect, sorry, not symptoms, systems are also affected. And the goal is not to fear these change, but to understand them so we know how to support it, to get to the root cause, okay? It's not just the hormone loss, a lot is happening inside. So hormones act as chemical messengers that tells body cells what to do, okay? 3 major hormones play important role during midlife or throughout the life. In fact, testosterone may be the dominating hormone for men. Women also need that. Okay, so when we have testosterone loss, we women, we also feel tired, fatigue, just brain fogged most of the time. And progesterone is women only. Estrogen is in both. Women's dominating, but men also have estrogen. But when men's testosterone goes down as age, other components, but most people think age, then they have imbalance, right? Estrogen is basically become dominant. Do you see? So then, there is some kind of imbalance, right? Which is not right. Now, women's body also have lack of estrogen and lack of testosterone, so that and no progesterone. So women's symptoms become a bit more amplified. DHEA is the base hormone that makes all these three hormones. So let's not get confused about that. Okay, so the midlife brain, what's happening? We fear dementia when we begin experiencing memory lapses and brain fogs, right? We all do. In fact, it's the hormonal shift that is affecting brain function way before serious neurological issues start to develop inside. So, difficulty concentration, focus, anxiety, irritability, like there's no stamina left. I can't read more than 10 minutes, and a difficulty finding words, as you hear me. Sometimes I struggle too. So why is this happening? Because estrogen and testosterone, here's my cursor. Estrogen and testosterone influence neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. Sleep disruption further worsen the cognitive performance. You can't sleep, you don't get detoxification of cerebral fluid, and of course, you're not going to be feeling 100%. Insulin resistance reduces the brain's ability to efficiently use the fuel. Never thought about it, have you? That insulin resistance could cause all of this issue. The brain is not separated from the rest of the body. So if the body is insulin resistant, of course, the brain is going to be insulin resistance and not be able to use all the fuel, which is glucose. Brain health is basically metabolic health. The better the metabolic health, the better the brain works. When we master our metabolism, we can unlock the mind. That's what Cynthia said, actually, Cynthia Thurlow. Inflammation in the gut can influence inflammation in the brain. Ever thought about that? The tummy hurts, brain's not going to work perfectly. Now, menopause begin in the ovaries. Of course it does, because no more eggs. But the experience of menopause begins in the gut. And the most exciting area of modern research involves the relationship between the gut microbiome and hormones, right? The stronger the gut microbiome, the more the hormones. The gut does much more than digest food. Besides nutrient absorption, the gut influences the hormones, immunity, right? Not get autoimmune. Of course, D3 plays a major role, but yeah, the gut absorbs all of the vitamins and minerals and macros and micros. So, and gut affects mood and controls or creates inflammation and affects brain function because gut-brain communication is bidirectional. The brain sends down signals 10% of the time, and the gut talks to the brain 90% of the time, right? So 90% of the communication goes from gut to the brain. We need to make sure the gut is clean, as like crystal clean, so the brain would work perfectly fine. Now, when gut health is compromised, women experience, or men, women, men, all of us, human people, hormone issues, weight issues, inflammation, immunity, and mood, irritability, just total mess. Constipation, of course, yeah. Then we have hidden driver, insulin resistance. And no doctor talks about it. I hope they do, but I haven't heard anyone in the mainstream medical community. One of the most overlooked contributor to hormonal dysfunction is insulin resistance. Okay. We think menopause causes weight gain. The reality is often more complicated, right? Estrogen decline, insulin sensitivity worsen. Then insulin resistance develop, belly fat, cravings, fatigue, brain fog, increased inflammation, diabetes, of course, it comes as a free gift, cardiovascular in most women, and then fatty liver, not to mention. Addressing insulin resistance may be one of the most important strategies for improving midlife health. Remember this slide here? What is happening to me? What is happening inside the body during these transitions? Then why some people struggle more than others? Those people who struggle less have good gut health, and they are not insulin resistant. That's why they do not go through the hot flashes and night sweats, like those two main symptoms. Most people go through hot flashes, right? So gut is very important. I keep coming back to gut and food. I'm so sorry. There isn't any other way. There is no magic pill. The cholesterol story. So we got through the hidden driver, that's insulin resistance. Thank you, Nikat. The cholesterol story nobody told you about. Cholesterol is not connected to cardiovascular. I'm so sorry to break the bubble. It's really portrayed as an enemy, but in fact, cholesterol comes to soothe the inflammation wherever it is, right? So cholesterol is required for cell membrane, brain tissue, vitamin D production, and hormone production. Remember that. So, but traditionally, or I should say, the modern medicine, allopathy, if your total cholesterol goes over 100, doctors get all worked up and they put you on statin or any of the cholesterol lowering medicine. And guess what? Your testosterone starts to go down, men and women both. And that's where the declines start to happen. And that's where relationship starts to go down the drain. And all of a sudden, the other person is just looks so annoying to you and not attracted anymore because of hormonal decline, and muscle loss. A lot of cholesterol lowering medicine has too many side effects that people don't want to talk about or doctors don't talk about. So estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, the mother hormone, the base of all three hormones is DHEA. It's all ultimately derived from cholesterol. So you need cholesterol. You need lots and lots of fat in the body for hormone production. Make sense? Simple. Goal is not to fear cholesterol. The goal is to understand the difference between healthy hormone production and chronic inflammation. I put a little statement here. Watch for triglyceride instead. The higher the triglyceride, the more risk you are at cardiovascular. It should be around 70. Keep your triglyceride between 70 and 80, and you should be fine. So do not fear cholesterol if it goes over 200, over 300. None of that matter when your gut is okay, because the more cholesterol you have, your cognitive decline would be less as you age. The bone myth. Yeah. Osteopenia, osteoporosis. Heard those words from doctor? Yeah. Got the bone scan, DEXA scan, God knows what scan. And people start to take lots and lots of calcium, and then the joints start to hurt, like those tiny joints, because calcium goes and sits into these joints. Well, your bones are not made up of all calcium. It's not 100% calcium, right? Bone is a living tissue. It requires protein. 60 to 70% of the bones are made of collagen, which is protein. So bone broth, meat, eat meat, please. Vitamin D, very important. Magnesium, all kinds of minerals in the body, like boron, manganese, right? Vitamin K2. We need K2 to direct the calcium from the food to go to the bones, not sit in joints where it's not needed. Make sense? weight-bearing activities, right? Dumbbells or resistant bands, those are great. And our hormones are supposed to be balanced for better bone health. Strong bones are built through movement, nourishment, and hormone support. Calcium is only the one piece out of a 100-piece puzzle. I like that statement. Sarcopenia. So we went through osteopenia and osteoporosis, and then coming to sarcopenia, the real disease of aging. So if you want to consider disease out of everything we just talk about insulin resistance disease and sarcopenia disease. What is sarcopenia? So we all fear wrinkles, and we should fear actually the muscle loss. As we age, we move less, we have less muscle mass, not strong muscles, and muscle loss is the most important component of health and independence as we age, because strong muscles support strong ligaments, support strong bones, right? Loose muscles, no support for ligaments. Do we have a support for bones? No. So fall, break, everything. And loss of muscle cause osteopenia and osteoporosis, right? So to support everything, have muscles. The more muscles you have, the less insulin resistance you will be. Imagine that. Your body will be able to tolerate carbohydrate here and there once in a while. So sarcopenia refers to age-related loss of muscle mass, strength, and function, and it contributes to weakness, fall, fracture, insulin resistance, right? Oh, I just talked about it. Muscle is not merely for appearance. Muscle functions as an organ of longevity. Organ of longevity. Remember that. Protecting muscles may be one of the most important investments we make during midlife. So start building muscles as you step out of 30. So you step into 31, start building muscles, because before 30, nobody thinks about muscles. They're just having families, building careers, everything else, all of the above, except for the body. At 31, 35, please start to build muscles. Healthy muscles improve metabolism, insulin resistance, right? Less resistance, blood sugar control, balance, and mobility. Good. 10 more minutes. The marriage and family connection. Hormonal transitions affect more than the individual. They affect entire household. Women experience fatigue, hot flashes. We went through it all. A man experiencing decline in testosterone, reduced motivation. You've not cleaned garage in 2 years, right? We blame husbands. Emotional stress, and also feel misunderstood. It's like nobody understands me, They've just singled me out. Most men feel like, oh, I'm just an ATM for them, kind of like that. So yeah, the emotional stress. Instead of blaming one another, families must learn to recognize that biological changes are occurring. We should have compassion before correction, understanding before judgment, and support before blame. Please remember that. Compassion before correction, understanding before judgment, and support before blaming. Intimacy is greatly affected. That's when the distance start to happen, and the yelling and screaming and getting mad and getting misunderstood and overly explained and all kinds of blah, blah. So these issues are common, but not normal. It shouldn't happen. We should be supporting each other as we both go through, spouses go through these stages in life. Healthy communication, emotional connection, physical health optimization, and appropriate medical guidance can help couples navigate these changes with dignity and compassion. Please. The hormone reset. It's a 7-step process. Let's go through each quickly. Stabilize blood sugar, Do not be insulin resistant. If you are insulin resistant, start to build muscles and control your sugar. So eat less junk and less carb, and just go 3 months without any carb. Bulk up on protein and lots of vegetables. Okay. For electrolytes, of course. Consult me if you are in the middle of something. Prioritize protein, a bulk up, because protein is not just for bulky muscles. It supports your bones, supports hormones, and hair and skin. The hair loss is the first sign. The body is very sophisticated. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created human body very sophisticated. It knows that hair is just a cosmetic. It's for decoration purpose only. There's no use for it. So when the body has deficiency of macro and micro, the nutrients, macro is protein and fat, and micro is all the vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. The body knows that hair is just cosmetics. So the first thing body take the nutrients off is hair. So the first sign of stress in the body is hair loss, like childbirth, hair loss, menopause, hair loss, anything, accident, hair loss, surgery, hair loss. First thing we lose is hair. That's the sign that something is not going right. And it's the beautiful indicator that, oh, fix your nutrients, macro and micro. We can talk about it more or go back to the first lecture I have, What's on Your Plate. I've explained macro and micros. Build strong muscles. So stabilize blood sugar, prioritize protein, build strong muscles, of course, protein with muscle, and then improve gut health. Eat vegetables, fermented food, stay away from seed oil, packaged food, stay away from grain, please, and unnecessary carbohydrate, okay? Because carb is just the taste on the tongue, which stays in your mouth for 30 seconds and then in your body for 30 weeks, or it becomes your body. So you don't want to put anything that your gut doesn't like. Especially after 40, you got to be very careful. And at my age, please try eating carbs and try to sleep. Then step 5 is restore sleep. So don't eat for at least 4 hours prior to bed, going to bed at 11. Your last meal should be at 6, no later than 6. Okay, so have a peaceful good night sleep during darkest hours. You don't have to sleep 10 hours to feel rested. Just sleep during darkest hours and keep your gut clean. So the less sleep, so you don't need that much sleep. In the 5 to 7 hours, you can have great, deeper detoxification, and then you're refreshed for the next day. Okay, balance circadian rhythm. That's the beautiful thing. Wake up with the sun and go down with the sun. That's it. Which is going to support hormones, brain function, recovery out of everything, anything like physical recovery, emotional recovery. Then manage stress. You can't be stress-free. You are a living being. Like every 10 minutes, there is new kind of stress comes into mind, right? And when your vitamin D3 is low, your body is always under stress because it thinks that everything's wrong happening. Everything's out there to get me. Everybody's just planning to hurt me or doing something wrong with me. So that's that amygdala hijack. So don't get into that negativity. Get your D3 checked and start taking supplements, please. And sit in the sun. Summer is beautiful. Learn how to activate the vagus nerve. You can find it. Don't go into chanting and humming, but look for biological ways to activate the vagus nerve. Practice deep, meaningful breathing. Deep breathing, which is inhale to the count of 4, hold to the count of 7, and then exhale to the count of 8. So like exhale would be twice as long to calm down the nerves. And try to keep the body into parasympathetic nervous system. not sympathetic nervous system. That's like fight or flight. Parasympathetic is rest and digest. Okay, because chronic stress causes cortisol. Cortisol causes cortisol belly, and then we say menopause is I gain weight during menopause. Well, no, it was cortisol belly, and it helps with insulin. It helps sleep better and hormone balance, of course. This is the hormone balancing step number 6. And step number 7 is move, 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 move. Muscle is the best medicine, so you have to move. Walking, resistance training, regular physical activity. You never clean the house. It's time to clean the house, scrub everything. Activity that supports every major system in your body. So like lower body workout, upper body workout, ab twist, do whatever feels comfortable without hurting yourself, right? And the best remedy, fasting. Fasting has been practiced throughout the history. We know that religiously or otherwise. Insulin sensitivity improves, so become less insulin resistant. Metabolic flexibility. Whatever the body has, it's going to start to burn. If there's a carb, it's going to burn carb. If there is fat, it's going to burn fat. So you have to fast to train your liver to burn fat because you keep giving easy calorie, easy sugar, carbohydrate. Liver doesn't learn to be flexible. So you have to have occasional periods of starvation. We could talk about the rules of fasting, or there is a lecture on fasting during Ramadan. So look for January, I think, December or January. Inflammation, the fasting helps calm down the inflammation and cellular repair. Okay, it's not a magic solution, but it really helps. It's a powerful tool. Just as I could say step 8, maybe one of the first or second steps could be fasting. It's not very popular. A lot of doctors say you can't fast at this age. You have to eat, because you feel weak. Well, the weakness is not the lack of food in the body. Weakness is the lack of appropriate food in the body, appropriate nutrients. The nutrient deficiency is the weakness, the reason for weakness. Okay. Then micronutrient deficiencies and role of supplements. You cannot take supplements and call it a day. Supplements comes as the last stage. You have to have clean gut, clean diet, sleep well, move around, occasional fasting, and then come supplements to help you as a helping hand. It's not the first thing. Okay. Well, maybe D3 is the first thing and magnesium is the first thing, but still have to check. Electrolytes, very important, right? Hydrating minerals are sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Without that, we are at loss. And vitamin D, super important. Also, to have a better gut, you need all the B vitamins, which is where? Egg yolk. So make sure they eat egg like half fry or half boiled, so the yolk is runny. That's a secret. Okay, let's get to the last step. A spiritual perspective on aging. Modern culture often portray aging as decline, like, well, you're done. Life's over. A decline in energy, vigor, cognition, all of the above. However, our faith offers a different perspective. Every season of life has purpose. Youth is the season of building, which we saw in the first slide. Midlife becomes the season of wisdom. As physical strength changes, we tend to discover deeper meaning in life through patience, gratitude, sugar, and spiritual growth. The body changes with time, but the soul continues its journey. Remember that. The body changes with time, but the soul continues its journey. So the purpose is connected to the soul, not the body. Our value and purpose does not change because of the changes in hormone. We're going to do everything we can to manage and balance out the hormone. But remember that our values and purpose in life are not, they do not change because of the changes in hormones and testosterone ups down. That doesn't change the purpose of life. Becoming myself again. Most of us arrive at midlife feeling as though we have lost ourselves somewhere along the way. And this is aging is the last destination. I'm old. That's it. Life's over. The truth is that this season is not supposed to be the end of vitality. Consider it as an invitation to build a stronger foundation for the rest of the journey, right? These symptoms are between 40 and 55. This is not the end of life. This is like that transition period to the old age where the wisdom and a second phase of life. So the goal is to become stronger, healthier, wiser, which we become with age, with experiences, and more resilience. The resilience is the key. Menopause and andropause are not diseases, they're transitions to a better half of life. When we nourish our bodies, strengthen our muscles, support our metabolism, improve our sleep, care for our relationships, and deepen our connection with the divine, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we create the opportunity to thrive in every season of life, regardless. The second half of life can become not a period of decline, but a season of renewed purpose, renewed strength, and renewed contribution to the communities and families. Thank you very much. I'm open for questions now.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Safia. Very useful and much needed information you provided over there. I'm going to put the survey form for everyone to fill in. I think Sister Safia does appreciate your comments. It guides her on what to do next. And this is a key area for, I want to know whether you want another session on this or not. So please fill in the survey form and let us know. I'm putting the survey form there, and you should get ready with your questions for Sister Safia. You can write them in the chat, or you can raise your hand and ask, but please don't hesitate. Let's get the questions rolling. We've got a question there, Safia, in the chat.
In the chat?
Mm.
Bismillah. Okay, there is a WhatsApp link.
Yeah, right at the bottom, the last one. Please tell what are the good sources of D3.
Oh, if you are in India and Pakistan, take a shot. If you are in the United States, Canada, Australia, Europe, and all, start to take D3 supplements and sit in the sun if you can.
So don't
Start
we get
with heavy
enough?
dose. Talk to your doctor. Huh?
Don't we get enough sun, Safia, in India and Pakistan? Why do we need to take a shot?
Because people are afraid of getting tan, they don't sit in the sun. And as we have, like the browner we are, the less sun gets absorbed. Does that help?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And as we age, we have more wrinkles.
Mm-hmm.
We don't absorb as much sun, so we need to have D3. If you are 40 years old and you have never checked your D3 level, and you are having any of these symptoms, bloating, brain fog, forgetfulness, your D3 is low. Because when I see reports from India and Pakistan, I have never seen anyone more than 22. It's like 22 is the best, and you need 30 to get out of bed, like the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
So most people nosebleed, this, that, everything, and D3 is 6. So the two shots, and they're good as new.
Right.
So talk to me, come talk to me, get my number, email, whatever. Through food source, D3 is not much available. Yeah, it's basically morning sun and D3 supplements. Thank you, Huda. Yes, perfect. Yeah, yeah, there's not much. I mean, the milk we get in Western countries, United States, Canada, it says that it's fortified with D3, but how much? Like 400 international units? That's like 3, 4 minutes in the sun. That's not enough. You need at least an hour in the sun to bathe in the sun, like take it on the skin, roll up your sleeves, roll up your pants, and take the supplements, and then you'll see magical. But you have to clean the diet again. Supplements alone, not gonna do magic.
Right.
Anybody else?
Yeah, we got Brother Sam. Brother Sam, please unmute yourself and ask.
Sure.
मेरा क्वेश्चन था कि मसल्स की बात हो रही थी तो जो लोग भी 50s क्रॉस कर जाते हैं तो उनके लिए मसल्स बिल्ड करना मतलब मसल बिल्ड हो सकते हैं उनकी बॉडी में या फिर एक एज के बाद बिल्कुल मसल बनना स्टार्ट बंद हो जाते हैं मतलब मसल
Oh,
ग्रो
no,
नहीं
no.
करते।
You can build muscle at any age. Any
ओके।
age, you can build muscles. Yeah, yeah. But for
एक
that, you
और
need to
सवाल।
go through these steps, right? You eat clean, eat more protein, take out unnecessary carbohydrate. Yes, go ahead. Second question.
सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये था कि कुछ लोग ये कहते हैं कि अगर सप्लीमेंट्स लेने ही क्यों मतलब हमारी डाइट सप्लीमेंट्स थोड़ा अननेचुरल हो जाता है कि पहले लोग सप्लीमेंट्स नहीं लेते थे तो हम क्यों लें।
Hmm. हम धूप में नहीं बैठते दिन भर, and there is a there's an atmosphere issue too, right? Because pollution इतना बढ़ गया है कि सूरज की शुआएं straight हमारी स्किन पे नहीं आ सक रही हैं, right? So we don't get the straight, strong sun light. Absorption level, kids can absorb faster than older skin, so we get wrinkly. We can't absorb it faster. And we don't stay out in the sun, and that's for D3. But the rest of it, and you can Google it, the vegetables, the plant food that we have, it's down in nutrient value 63%. So people who used to get 100 grams of magnesium out of 1 cup of greens, like dark leafy greens, they're only getting 27 grams or 27 milligrams, sorry, instead of 1,100 milligram. They only get 27 milligram because it's down 63%. So you need to eat. I mean, how much could you eat? Yeah, there is a capacity limit, right? The stomach is like the size. So supplements is very necessary because our soil is completely depleted. There is a myth around eating egg yolk among our elders. How to explain the yolk is a good source of protein? Yolk is a good source of fat, cholesterol, and it's very necessary because egg yolk is a superfood. There are only two superfoods that my Lord has created: liver, which contains every micronutrients a human body needs, and egg yolk. Egg yolk is the first food that babies should eat as they are ready, at around 6 to 8 months, when the mother's milk is not enough. Egg yolk should be their first food, not cooked, but like half cooked, runny. How do you support your claim to elders? Explain to them that slide, the cholesterol story no one told you about. It's a lie. Cholesterol is not connected to. Could we monitor the mic?
Yeah. Yeah.
So cholesterol is not connected, as I mentioned. So take out that clip or timestamp that and have them listen to that lecture. Just YouTube it. You'll find functional medicine doctors talking about that cholesterol is not connected to cardiovascular. They're just afraid to die and get a heart attack. That's all there is to it. Yolk is good. When you don't eat yolk, eating protein like egg white, which is protein, could have consequences because protein is supposed to be aided in digestion with fat. So protein should never be taken by itself. It should always accompany fat. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a perfect egg, Egg white is protein, egg yolk is fat. Perfect combination. Superfood. Superfood.
Okay, we got another hand raised. I don't know the name, but please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Huda said life changes, early generation ate less ultra processed. Yes, less refined. And they used to move more, of course. Yes, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamu rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Okay, thank you very much for such an informative session. I have two questions. First of all, like at the age of 66, right, living in Canada, what is the amount of D3 that I should be taking?
If you have any report and you know the level of D3 you have, and if it's under 50, you need to get a heavy dose. Talk to your doctor, maybe 50,000 a day for a month, 50,000 international unit for a month, and then reduce it down to maintenance dose of 10,000 daily.
Thank you. And with what time is good enough for taking D3? And with like after taking food, so what type of food can you tell me?
No food, just any time you can tolerate the heat.
Okay, because I heard that we have to take some fatty thing, some oily thing
To sit in the
take.
sun? No.
Okay.
To sit
All
in the
right.
sun, you need to take oily thing. Who said
No,
that?
not sitting in the sun, the D3 thing, the tablets.
Oh, you need, yeah, well, don't you take any fat in the food? Like, do you have no fat in your body throughout the day? I'm sure you do. So when you
No, I.
go to sleep at
Yeah.
bedtime, take a heavy dose of
Mm.
D3. Balance it out, your symptoms gone, then stay at that level. So to maintain that higher level, make sure your D3 is 70 plus, please. Bare minimum to save yourself, have a good immunity. You can't survive at 22. You have to have 70 plus. I keep mine at 150. No, non-negotiable. I keep my testosterone also at 150. It helps me move around better.
Okay, Jazakallah. And what are the best timing to sit under the sun? Because I also heard, that's why I'm clarifying.
Anytime
Like
you can tolerate. I just said that. Anytime
even
you
in the
can
afternoon.
tolerate.
Even in the
Anytime
afternoon.
you can tolerate. If you can
Okay.
tolerate, it's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
If you cannot tolerate, it's too much heat, don't. Go inside.
No, because sorry to take your time, because I was told like in the time
What's your
between the
name?
afternoon. My name is Farhana.
Okay, you 60 plus?
Yeah, I'm 66.
Okay. So what were you
So,
told?
it it's cancer causing thing if we
No.
like sit under the sun in
No.
the afternoon. No?
Yes.
Okay.
Sun cannot. You really think sun can cause cancer? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring it on our heads every day? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want us to die of cancer? Really?
No, like it's if it is too heaty and all. This is what I was told. That's why I was clarifying.
But of
Jazakallah.
course, you won't be able to tolerate on your skin. So you're not
Hmm.
going to sit there for too long. I
Okay,
mean,
now I
think
got
about
it.
it, like
Okay.
practical
Okay.
aspect, right? Research
Okay.
says something, but can you tolerate it? Drink
No.
water at 120-degree temperature. You can't drink it. It's too
Yeah.
hot. Simple. Just go with the flow, right? Go with what feels right. You're not going to hurt
Correct.
yourself getting D3 or burn yourself like you're all burned, but your D3 level is going up. No.
I missed some of your talk. So, what are the conditions that you feel that you need to check your D3?
Your name?
Farhana.
Oh, what are the symptoms?
Yeah.
Anything feels off that I don't feel myself, first thing you check is your D3. Doctors check your thyroid, but before thyroid, you need to check your D3. But if you're in Western countries, it's very easy. You have insurances and you can check it for free. I know it's expensive in Pakistan, so I don't recommend. I just ask them to take a shot, and next week they feel happy. Is there anyone here, out of so many people we have, that has taken D3 and they felt different? Please come and speak up or write here. I'll read it. Anyone?
Yes, Sister Safia.
Yes. Thank you.
मैंने जब एक बिफोर 6 months जब आपसे बात करी थी तो मैंने हायर डोज लेनी शुरू किया विटामिन डी एंड मैग्नीशियम एंड इट रियली
That's
फील द डिफरेंस
life-changing.
यस मेरी
Yes.
पेन्स गई मेरी हील पेन ऑटोमेटिकली खत्म हो गई बॉडी
That's
एच्स एंड
life-changing.
ये मुझे अफेक्ट किया एंड अब
Yeah.
तब से मैं विटामिन डी नहीं छोड़ी मिस होता है बट
हाँ, right.
मैं लेती रहती
So,
हूँ
अभी जिन्होंने सवाल पूछा था ना, timing and all of that, तो you reach out to me from the group directly. We'll talk about it and share your blood work. We'll guide you through. I'll try to guide you through. Okay. Bring your blood work if you have any, or any other report. We'll see what's going on and the list of your symptoms, and we could tell. Like, there are some classic symptoms that are just scream D3 deficiency, lower back pain and stuff.
एंड उसमें फर्दर मैंने जो चेंजेस इन मंथ्स में देखी वो मेरा हेयर दोबारा से ग्रो आई डोंट नो कि वो इस वजह से हुआ या कैसे हुआ बट फर्क पड़ा मेरी ये चेंजेस आई ये सिग्निफिकेंट चेंजेस थी जो मुझे मिलनी थी ये इसके बाद विटामिन डी को या विटामिन डी को ऑप्टिमम लेवल पे मैं लेके गई
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह what level you maintaining it?
मेरा इस वक्त जो लास्ट हुआ है उसमें मुझे डॉक्टर ने बोला था यू आर वेरी गुड एट योर विटामिन डी लेवल्स बिफोर मेरा आई रिमेम्बर 20
अच्छा डॉक्टर्स ना 32 पे भी खुश हो जाते हैं
या
so
वो
please
तो
look at your numbers yourself okay and share with me and learn how to read your blood work. Okay, I'll teach you.
Okay,
I should do that next. How to read your blood work. Okay, let's do a quick lecture on that. Cholesterol and I mean all kinds of stuff. Doctors just don't look at everything, and they only look for cholesterol and thyroid, and then they put you on those two medication, and then off you go, deal with it.
Okay, Sister Safia.
Sorry, go ahead.
I do have a question. Sure. ये एक पर्सन जो अपना लाइफस्टाइल ग्रेन्स पे और इन पे गुजारता है एट द एज ऑफ 40 या 50 तक और उसके बाद ये चेंजेस लाता है तो कितना का टाइम उसे चाहिए बॉडी को दोबारा से इन हेल्दी चीजों पे आने के लिए या उसका इफेक्ट फील करने के लिए क्योंकि मिड लाइफ में हम एकदम स्टार्ट लेते हैं कि हमें ये खाना चाहिए हमें ये बीमारियां ना लगे हम चेंज लेके आते हैं
हाँ So for 3 days, your body is going to retaliate when you stop carb. Just 3 days. That's all it takes. Okay.
Oh.
And then 1 month of zero carb, occasional fasting, periods of starvation. Go 24, 36 hours. You're not going to mess with your cycle. Your cycle is already done, right? But if you're still menstruating, there is a process. I'll explain that to you. So it takes 6 months to really feel the way I felt in 20s, in my 40s and 50s. Does that help?
ये सारी चीजें कर रहे हो तो तभी आप अपने विटामिन डी
just 7 step. Remember, I went through. Is my screen still sharing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So see these 7 steps.
Yes.
Yeah. So stabilize blood sugar, which means get rid of carb. It's just not needed. Prioritize protein, build muscles, move more, improve your gut, take fermented food. Sorry, fermentation. I love fermentation process. And fasting. Don't eat past 6 o'clock. And so you can have deeper sleep and try to sleep on time, right? Don't scroll reels and manage your stress with activating vagus nerve and keep your body mostly into parasympathetic nervous system. Like, don't take everything in. Somebody said something, their voice is in the air as a vibration. Don't make a dagger out of it and take it to yourself. Just people will say whatever. Who cares, right? And then comes supplement.
यानी इन
And
7 स्टेप पे चल के हमें कोई तकरीबन 1 साल 6 months to year
yeah.
इतने
Well,
में
you will feel the effects in a month, like 3 weeks, and people say, I feel so much lighter, my gut is happy, I am not constipated. And as 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and then it's like, oh, I see that I don't see that many hair in the bathroom when I take shower. Hair falls start to reduce. Some people have noticed that they had the white mark on their nail, which is zinc deficiency, that goes away. A lot of people come like in 30s and 40s, they start to see the crow's feet around their eyes. And when they stop grain and dairy, that goes away.
Thank you, Sister Safia. Thank you so much.
Safia, was the difference? I'm sorry, I joined late. Was the difference between vitamin D3 and D2?
D2 is not bioabsorbable, so make sure to go with D3.
And what's the good brand you recommend, please?
There are so many brands. I can't recommend in public session like that because it's being recorded. But reach out to me. I'll tell you what city you live in and according to.
Okay, my doctor prescribed me vitamin D2, 1.25, like 50,000 US.
Ask them why they prescribe D2.
Okay. Because I
Ask
think my
them.
vitamin level is low. Maybe that's why.
Well, why D2? Why not D3? Ask them.
Okay. Today I know what's D2 and D3. I searched the name on the Google, then I say, oh, it's D2.
Well, ask them why did they do that? Because they think that most of the time people feel nauseous with D3, which is not true. Nobody feels nauseous when they take supplement. And they probably gave you 50,000 a week. I'm asking 50,000 a day. 50,000 international
A
units
week.
a day. Yeah, they gave you for a week. I know. That's not going to get you anywhere, honestly.
Okay.
You take it for whatever 15 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever the duration is, and then go get it tested. It would barely be up at 10, 20 points, not optimal level. Also, here's one more secret. Most of the doctors in the medical community talk about D3 with K2. Yes, K2 is important, but that's important for calcium. Vitamin D3 cofactor is magnesium and magnesium glycinate, to be specific. That's the best thing. And if you take that combination, there is nothing available with D3 and magnesium. You have to take it separately. Magnesium is magical and it's the cofactor. So you keep taking 50,000 D3 a week, it's not going to do anything. It won't get absorbed. Even if it gets absorbed, it's not going to be activated in the body until you have magnesium. So start taking magnesium glycinate. You can never overdose it. Take up to 2,000 mg. Start with 200 mg, 300, 400. You will start to feel better inside. And that will help activate your 50,000 international unit a week that you're taking. Otherwise, you'll see the labs better. Doctor will be happy, but you don't feel any different, That's what happened with thyroid. Please do survey. Tell me how I'm doing, breaking all the myths of doctors and
Yeah, we have 2 surveys done so far, so this is a request to
please
do the survey.
give me feedback, good or bad. I'll take it.
Sophia, I've got a question. I want to know, how does one know one is making muscle or losing muscle? Well, how does one determine that?
Keep tab on blood sugar. Simple. when your body feels that it's not able to handle carb and starts to retaliate or react, fasting blood sugar goes high, fasting insulin goes high, HbA1c goes above 5.5. Those are alarm that you're losing muscles.
So how can
Or
one
having
do
a
that
clean diet.
without going to the doctor? How can I monitor this at home?
Do you have
whether-
the finger prick
No.
blood glucose monitor? No.
What is it?
The people, the diabetic people, they
Mhm.
check their blood sugar all day, every day. No,
No, I
you
don't
don't
have.
have that. Okay. So how would you know that? Well, just
How would I know I'm
see if
making
you have muscles,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
right?
yeah, it's difficult to see whether I'm making muscle or I'm losing muscle. And I read about it that it's very crucial that I should be paying attention to this area,
Yeah.
So, and that's why I was asking that, how do I know it's working, the exercise I'm doing? Am I making muscle or not making muscle? Is there any way to gauge it without
When you
tests?
do exercise, do you feel sore?
No.
Well, then you're not building any, because if you're not feeling sore, that means you're not breaking down muscles. When you break down muscles, it would build. You have to break it down. So
Right.
try to go
More
one more rep
severe.
extra to feel sore. Yeah. Because yesterday my daughter made me do 90-second lunges. My thighs were on fire. 90
Right.
seconds.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that's the kind. And then, so instead of doing 2 pounds dumbbell, 1500 reps, take 10 pounds with 5 reps. That's gonna do a better job. And you'll feel that these muscles, I don't know the names of the muscles, and the arm would be on fire for the next 2 days. So,
Oh, okay. Okay. More pain then. More pain, you're saying.
no pain, no gain.
Okay, all right. So any more questions or we're going to wrap it up? It's getting late anyway.
Okay, we can stop recording and then see if anyone comes up with
Yeah,
any
okay.
interesting questions.
Yeah, we're going to stop recording now.
Bismillah.